Good morning, guys. Good morning, guys. It's still morning just. It's nearly midday, like a couple of minutes to go. Welcome to the channel of love. We're going to do a past, present and a future reading today. That's what I feel like doing. With the Tarot Grand Lux, and I've got the Sacred Destiny Oracle cards. Oh, that coffee's hot. Okay. Right. Tarot Grand Lux. Past, present, future. It's gone a bit hot all of a sudden. I'm not sure who this reading's for, whether it'll be for the masculines, the feminines, or the collective. Okay, that's interesting. So let's have a look. That's the past energy. We should work off of these cards, one by one. And then can we have the present, please? And then the future energy. Is this for feminine and masculine? Because I'm taking like sort of two faces and I felt more of a collective energy. Okay. Something that we're all going through. There's the outcome. Okay. I don't know, I feel like something... Well, I touched the cards, so it does something. I don't know what it does. Good morning, good afternoon, Cynthia. Morning, Mama. It's got warm again. I don't want to open the window though because it's quite noisy outside, but let's see how we go. If I need to open the window, I will do. Past, present, future. We'll look at the past. The Lovers. That sounded like someone like putting on their brakes really quickly, like a train. It's not a train, there's construction workers out there. But that's what it sounded like. The Lovers is the past energy. We'll read this card. I'm not focusing. I'm focusing more on how I've got like a... I feel like I want to dab my top lip. Like I really feel like I'm sweating here. Okay. Let's do that. It's not wet, but I feel hot. Past energy. Is that what this connection done? Got you feeling all hot and bothered. The Lovers. For the Lovers card, I couldn't resist the Romeo and Juliet's betrayal, even though it results in a purely romanticised image. This card is also about other kinds of relationships, bonds, commitments and connections, particularly those based on shared values. The cranes are a symbolic flourish. As a pair, they are known to mate for life. So this past energy, it's like meeting your mate, your soulmate, the one that your soul wants to mate with for life. Okay. But past energy, it isn't just about this connection. It's about everything else as well. So let's name them. This card is also about other kinds of relationships, bonds, commitments and connections, particularly those based on shared values. So for me personally, I felt like those that didn't really share my values were taken out of my life. A big clean-up job, really. Quite a traumatic time to go through. And because this connection was the catalyst for that. Your soul discovered that it wanted more and that was possible. A freight train coming to a halt. Yes, absolutely. That's exactly it. So we have a look at the sacred destiny for this past energy, because it's like this connection caused you to look at all connections, all bonds, all relationships that you have in your life. Okay, and that would apply to the divine masculine, the divine feminine. All of us, it's part of the awakening process. Let's have a look at the sacred destiny for this past energy. How are you today, Cynthia, darling? Good morning, Gal Gal. Good morning, Channel of Love. A freight train was going too fast. Okay. Do you know what I'm singing? All the single ladies, all the single ladies, all the single ladies. Now put your hands up. I would say that suggests that that's a divine feminine's energy, the Nine of Pentacles. Like, you've been through that. Now, in one of the cards, oh, it might be the Star card. I haven't got the tarot deck with me, like the Rider-Waite. Not in this room, they're not in this room. But I was trying to think of the image that had, I always feel like a partridge in a pear tree. So there's a bird just sitting on the tree, and I think it's in the Star card, and it's at the back, in the background. Because I saw a bird like that. But I was taken to like the Nine of Pentacles, but she has the bird that's on her glove. And so that came through earlier. And a partridge in a pear tree. 2 turtle doves. Okay, let's take it like these two. What did they say they were? I don't know. What birds did they say they were? I've still got the page open. Oh, they're cranes. The cranes are a symbolic flourish. But like when you crane your neck, like maybe if you're like looking over like the neighbour's fence. Okay, what's going on the other side of the fence? Let's have a look at this sacred destiny. Oh, okay. So that would be like the energy of, I don't know how you would, like what phrase you would put, or the surname, but like keeping up with the Joneses. So, image. It's not, that's quite a stressful, non-satisfying life when you're like in competition with others so that you fit in. There's this energy of like, you want to be liked. My daughter's going through this at the moment with her divine masculine. Like, everyone is leaving their lives and there's no explanation. And I know so much that they would like an answer or a reason why people have decided just to distance themselves from them. So they're going through that part, and I know it hurts them because of the comments they make. It's like, seriously, all we have is like our little group of our family, which is my 2 daughters, my daughter's partner and me. And that's kind of our friendship group. And I know that they do crave to have friends, but when you realise that maybe those friends are not good for you, or they're not going to be good for you in the future, and the divine knows best, that's still quite a hard pill to swallow when there's no valid explanation as to why someone would want to exit your life. If it was the other way round, they would probably have more reason to exit their friends' lives. So it's a little bit of a confusing time for them at the moment. I mean, my daughter even read to me like a letter. She said, I've sent a message and I want to send it to like this particular friend that they've built this relationship with over 3 years, and he's just cut them off. And then they've just found out that it wasn't everybody that he cut off. It was just them out of like their group that they had. So quite hurt, going through some emotions. And okay, it's easy for me to say, you know, well, maybe, you know, it's for the best. You're not in alignment with them anymore. Like, you've grown apart, and maybe being in your presence is too triggering. It still doesn't help, does it? The fact is, you've been rejected. It's the same with me, with the people that exited my life. It was like, and why? And I only said to my daughter, like, today, it was like, I would apologise if I felt that I had something to apologise for, but I cannot even think of what I would have done or what I've done to have like deserved that. To be totally like cut off, and it was like everybody kind of all at once, and people from different groups, so it's not like there was a ringleader influence, and it just felt like I lost all my best friends, 3 best friends, and then all my family unit, where like at Christmas time there'd be 15 of us, like around my table, and we was always entertaining, and then it's like nothing. So no one really from my past is in my life or influencing my life. There's a couple of people, but not enough really to influence me, and that I like talk to daily, apart from my own children. And I said to my eldest daughter, I said, surely if I'd done something that was really despicable, I know that she would have said, you know, Mum, you were out of line, you need to go and apologise. So that's the kind of energy. Let's have a look. What you're saying? Yuck. What are we yucking about? Cynthia, I do as well, however. The path always seems to drain and do the opposite of sustain. Okay. Although I do feel that the friends and family members that like are no longer around were very draining on my energy. They were kind of like feed off of it. Okay, let's have a look at this for the past energy then. Okay. Just got an itch. So she's wrote this letter and she said to me, I can read it to you if you like. And I said, okay, you can do if you want to. She said, I haven't sent it. I said, well, obviously be careful, because you don't want to send something to somebody that's, you know, you're pointing out, well, you're just targeting them. But maybe just writing the letter and reading it out loud is enough. Although it was very well written, I said to her, what are you like kind of expecting at the end of it? Because I'm not sure how, especially like her partner feels about actually reconnecting. It's more she said, I'm not even sure what we're wanting from it, what kind of outcome. More of an answer of what did you do? And it's like, well, you didn't really do anything, did you? You were just you. And because obviously they're in union together, they were kind of known as like the parents of the group. So the others would do kind of stuff that them two wouldn't do. So they're not massive drinkers, and they're not like pill poppers or drugs. But they never judged them on it, but they just wasn't, they were just like the socialising, they just let everyone do what they wanted to do. But I think they were viewed as, well, they know they were viewed as like the parents of the group. Great representation of like divine feminine, divine masculine, what we all crave for. And maybe they've just done what they needed to do, and was to introduce that kind of connection into their group so that they realise that that is possible. Okay. Right, let me pull a card. Action. I'm taking into like all this kind of energy here, the orange. Action, past energy. So we're talking about the Lovers and it being a catalyst. So that kind of pushes you into change, to taking some action. Let's have a look at this. Storm clouds gathering. There sure is out there now. I think it's true, there's clouds out there. We had a storm yesterday. I came on live and it was lovely and sunny. And Original said that she had had like thunder, rumbling for a couple of hours. And then after my live, I went outside and it came. It was funny rumbling. It was a funny thundering. And there's black clouds coming out now. I think it's due to rain about 1 o'clock in about an hour. Anyway, so have you ever been outdoors just before a storm? You feel energised and alive, and maybe even a little high, as if your body is being fed energy and vitality from the storm. Beep. Yeah, I get it. because I found it bizarre that Original had that storm, and then it would take a while for her storm to reach me. But as quick as that storm was over me. And I said to my daughter, that's really bizarre, because Original's just said that, you know, they've had a thunderstorm. And then we have it, and it's quite a few hundred miles away. And that storm, but what is the storm doing? Energizing us. Invigorating us. There's a storm of ruin. The energy in the atmosphere is building, and in brackets it says literally, and your body can feel it. Storms are necessary to replenish and refresh the land. They can feel disruptive and dangerous and can cause damage. So what I've just realised, okay, I haven't even finished the sentence, I do apologise, but let me point out, because the bottom of the page is number 3, and then obviously I'm turning on to number 4. And by now, hopefully you know what them numbers mean. The 3 is the Empress and the 4 is the Emperor. I felt this reading was for all. For both. For all. Just say all. They can feel disruptive and dangerous and can cause damage, but without storms the planet wouldn't be renewed and replenished. When you understand the deeper energy of storms and can embrace that energy within your body and your life, then you are always poised to take action when it is called for. Okay, the sacred landscape wants you to know a shift is coming. So this is the past energy. You can feel it. A shift is coming. The time is now. Don't hesitate. Face your fear. Do it anyway. When big change is on the horizon, it's time to take action. Of course, there are times to deliberate and carefully consider your next step, but not now. Now is the time to take immediate action. Look forward with a calm, look forward with a calm, steady gaze, or a steely gaze, and then forge ahead with clarity, determination, power and grace. Quicken your spirit by making decisions now. Even if you are not 100% certain of your decision, right now it's better to make any choice than none at all. Ooh, I feel like we've got to move on to the present. The time is now. Let's have a look at this present energy. Death. Transformation. It snowed there, Cynthia? Okay, you've had snow. As he's holding like this white rose here. A big snowdrop. Let's have a look at this. Present energy is death. The present energy. So the first card was the Lovers. Lovers. Major Arcana. The universe has a hand in this. The Death card. Okay, card number 13. Another Major Arcana for the present. As someone who loves masks and includes them in many of my illustrations, I couldn't resist the opportunity to do so here and portray death in this manner. I've included a decorative embellishment from the masks used during the plague when collecting the corpses. The long snouts, stuffed with dried flowers and herbs, were considered to have offered protection from inhaling the airborne vapours commonly believed to have been responsible for the deadly scourge. A single white rose pays homage to the Rider-Waite Death card. As with the Fool and Devil, this card also has its own collectors of trinkets. I don't know why. Trinkets. The Ravens reconfirm that their mythological associations bring additional deathly symbolism to the card. Okay, the Ravens reconfirm that their mythological associations bring in additional deathly symbolism to this card. But that takes me to Greek mythology. I did see these cards when I chose these ones, so let's have a look at the Greek mythology. Present energy. Talk to me like lovers do. There is, I'm going to have to say, like, what's coming through, because a lot of the transition occurred after my daughter's dad died, after my husband. We wasn't divorced, we were separated, but then for 2 years I kind of just took care of him, so it didn't really apply. It just felt like we were husband and wife again. Well, we kind of always were husband and wife. Anyway, so when he made his transition, I felt like everybody had died. It wasn't just him that I lost. I kind of lost everybody. And like, I was just like, me and my children were like the only survivors. That's how it felt. It felt like everybody has died. They've all just like gone. Okay, so... how do I pronounce this? Artemis. Artemis. It's the goddess of light. So present energy. Oh, look at this. Artemis. Let's find out about the goddess of light. Artemis is part of light itself, but most especially the aspect of the sun's light that sparkles and glints on water. She was swift-footed and fast. In myth, we are told she is found in mountainous regions where the rainwater tumbles in streams and waterfalls, reflecting and rejuvenating her light rays best. As Apollo's twin sister, so this is quite interesting because we've got the lovers here, you call them twin flames, soulmates. But as Apollo's twin sister, she accompanied him to fight the serpent, which represents the night. Okay, so we had the card come out from the Sacred Spirit reading card. I think it was yesterday, the Dark Night of the Sun. Her silver bow is the crescent moon, which reflects the light of the sun. Artemis was determinedly independent, ravishingly beautiful, and yet disdainful and enraged by the attentions of suitors. Imagine the strong light of the mighty sun hitting your eyes to understand her best. She was unforgiving of boastfulness and demanded respect. Artemis was one of the most powerful deities on Olympus, and she surrounds you now with powerful light, generosity, benevolence, and prosperity, which you should receive with humility and reverence. Interesting. Like the name of this image here, this picture painting, is Hunting Diana. Do you know what that took me to? It took me to Princess Diana, and how her life came to an end because, well, they wouldn't let her be in peace with her lover. And so I believe that the divine, the only way that them two were going to be in peace together was to transition. Galgal, bright light shining, too bright, sad others have chosen to stay dark. Rejection is protection, most definitely. Shine on, wish others love, of course. Let's look at this present energy. So we have death, we have Artemis, if that's how you pronounce it, goddess of light, and we have love in the present moment. Beautiful. We have love. The wild rose. Roses are a universal symbol of love. So he's holding a white rose here. The rose was associated with Aphrodite, the goddess of love and beauty. It was also thought to represent truth. In Roman times, a rose was hung in meeting places with the understanding that only truth could be spoken under the rose. In many Native American tribes, wild roses are a powerful symbol of life. Some tribes believed that wild roses were protection, so they kept them in their homes. The wild rose, as opposed to the domesticated rose, represents a love that is wild and free and without bounds. I feel like he's holding more of a domesticated rose here. Well, so you, Divine Feminine, you hold this, you are a wild rose. It blossoms all summer and is beloved by bees and butterflies. The sacred landscape wants you to know. Love is all around you. Love is coming into your life. You are ready. You are ready. It says you are already more cherished than you could possibly know. Indeed, you are a sacred vessel for love to flow through you when you stand in the centre of it all. All is well, no matter what is happening around you. You know that you are loved and you are lovable. You know that there is nothing that you need to do to deserve love. You are enough, just as you are. The Creator is love, and in the depth of your soul, you are love. In matters of the heart and romance, all is healing or is already healed. In terms of self-love, your confidence and self-esteem are growing as you take time to cherish and care for yourself. And how on earth are you going to cherish and care for yourself when you have so many people trying to do that and interfere in your life, and they think they know what's best for you, when you and your soul knows what's best for you? And that's a nice energy. So we've got the transformation going on, the goddess of light, and love is our present. Should we have a look into the future? The High Priestess. So how do I put this? Well, I said yesterday I felt like the Divine Feminine has, let's just say, not gone through ascension because it's continuous, but gone through a portion of the ascension that the masculine is like coming out of now. So we have the High Priestess energy. We will read this. This is a talent that the Divine Feminine has tapped into, and she can use it to assist. Another major arcana, number 2, the High Priestess. It comes before the Empress, number 3. The High Priestess sits between the 2 pillars of wisdom. She is the feminine energy that balances the male energy of the Magician. The owl connects these two cards that for me share some common qualities in their unworldly, secretive and veiled mystery. Both figures suggest a combination of their individual spirituality along with acquired knowledge. I made mention of the masculine and feminine here. She is the feminine energy that balances the male energy of the Magician, being the masculine. The owl connects these two cards that for me share some common qualities in their unworldly, secretive and veiled mystery. Both figures suggest a combination of their individual spirituality along with acquired knowledge. He has talents and traits of his own, he just needs to recognise them and tap into them. Okay. It's like you're not here to be the same, you're here to be whole. One. Which kind of is the same, but... Your individual quirks are beneficial. Okay, let's have a look at the Sacred Destiny Oracle cards for the future here. The future's looking good. The future's looking bright. Stillness. Look at this swan here. It's like there once was an ugly duckling that turned into a beautiful swan. Stillness. And when you're still, you just receive. It's like all the answers are there. It's like there's no point seeking outside of yourself for the answers because the answer lies within. And the Magician, that's something that the Magician normally teaches the Fool. Okay. So we can maybe call the Fool like the other collective that are unawakened, should we say that? And the Magician's here to teach them how to use the tricks, the tools, the tricks of the trade. But the Magician understands the law of attraction, as above, so below, as within, so without. Stillness is in your future. Not chaos, that card is in there, but stillness. Frozen tundra. The tundra is a stark and severe landscape found in both the southern and northern hemispheres. It is usually bereft of most plant and animal life and can only support very low growing plants such as mosses and lichen. The soil is frozen year round, so it is impossible for trees to grow in that barren landscape. In the winter, the landscape is very cold and dark, and wild winds surge across the desolation. Even in the summer, the land remains frozen, although the surface can be soggy and covered with lakes, marshes, ponds and bogs that become havens for millions of migrating birds. The sacred landscape wants you to know. Take a step back from a project, situation or relationship, even if for just a few moments. Mend bridges, slow down, breathe, be still, go within. Listen to your inner voice. Take time to connect with your spirit guides, ancestors, and spiritual guardians. Listen to your higher self. Timing is everything. This is not a good time to start a new cycle. Wait, incubate, fix things that need fixing, heal things that need healing, think things through, forgive yourself and others. If things seem barren or even bleak, hold on. This is the Magician talking, by the way. I can feel this is the Divine Masculine teaching the fools about what to do. Don't be hasty. Don't rush into it. Breathe. Go within. The answers are within you. Okay. Be still. This is all the Divine Feminines taught the Divine Masculine. And he is here to teach the masses. I was going to say we're just here to sit and look pretty. No, we're the comforting, nurturing, motherly energy that the world needs. But our world needs the divine masculine too. Like more than ever now. Okay. So heal things that need healing. Obviously, if you're preaching this, then you've practiced it. You've reached that state of awareness and enlightenment. You've done your own healing. Think things through, forgive yourself and others. If things seem barren or even bleak, hold on. Just as the migrating birds find new life in the tundra marshes in the summer, you too will expand once again during the coming thaw in your life. And both parties here are totally qualified after going through the dark night of the soul to help guide others through that traumatic time and bring it some meaning, because it all has meaning. That was a very interesting reading. Sending a beautiful bouquet of red roses to Blue Lady. I want to find out some more about this future. What do you say? Good morning, Moon Cookie. Hey, 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 we're the monkeys. And people say we're monkeying around. It's Wednesday to the channel of love. Hello, Lucy. Oh, I sent you an email. I'm absolutely pants at checking my email. I don't even know the last time I checked my emails, Moon Cookie. I will check it, darling. I will. Right. I want to find out a bit more about this future. Shall we have a look at the Sacred Spirit? We can have a look at the Sacred Spirit. "37 minutes and 7 seconds. We've got 21 seconds to go. We've got 21 seconds to go. My loves, I received my final divorce decree yesterday. I'm a single woman now. Was I singing for you, Moon Cookie? Room Cookie. Room Cookie. You got room now, haven't you? Was I, because I was singing, all the single ladies, put your hands up. Put your hands up, Moon Cookie. That's one thing I've never been through, is a divorce process. So my husband made his transition before that. Although it was something that we did talk about. I said to him, do you want to get divorced? And he said, I don't really feel the need to get divorced straight away. We'd already separated. If it becomes necessary to get a divorce, like if we met somebody and it was an issue, then yeah, we would get divorced. But the divine knew what it was doing. So there was no divorce on the cards for me. And I don't believe that there is. So that's not really something that I can understand, because I've not been through. So I don't actually know what your decree is, what the divorce decree actually means, or what the process of that is. And some things we just won't experience, but maybe our counterpart will. So that's when I said, you don't want to be the same. It's like with your experience and your journey, your own individual journey, together you have you cover a big spectrum of topics. Rather beautiful. Right, let's have a look at this this energy. We're looking into the future. We don't need to look too much into the future. Just know that the future is bright and it's full of love and calmness, and this beautiful energy that you both bring to the table, and it will just unfold. You don't need to worry about that. Sacred Divinity. Card number 30. There are 2 paths ahead. Now this is interesting, because there is 2 paths. We know that. And then we have 2 counterparts, the divine masculine, divine feminine. Feels like they're choosing to take different paths for the experience. for the knowledge. But there are two paths ahead. Is this where I was going to say, like, you're heading towards the same destination. Eternal love is coming through. Eternal flame. Close your eyes. Give me your hand, darling. Do you feel my heart beating? Do you understand? Do you feel the same? Am I only dreaming? Is this burning an eternal flame? I believe it's meant to be, darling. Honour your divinity. There are two paths ahead. Embracing your sacred divinity is honouring the divine feminine and masculine that resides within you. Every person shares both aspects of divinity. Someone's scared. I can taste fear in my mouth. It's a talent that I've learnt to distinguish the taste. So. Every person shares both aspects of divinity. They are not stereotypical versions of what it means to be female or male. The divine feminine incorporates aspects of unconditional love, compassion and gentleness, but these are also qualities of the divine masculine. Having expanded our intelligence, oh my goodness, okay. I'm just going to give the masculine aspect here, I'm just going to give him some time, okay. I felt like I wanted to get myself one of these masks and like plug it with herbs and flowers so that I can't taste the taste of fear. It doesn't kind of work like that. It's an inside job. Something happens to the taste buds and I get the certain taste, but good idea. Okay. Can we carry on? We'll carry on. Having expanded our intelligence and consciousness, human beings are no longer critical survivalists. We have evolved and adapted as a collective group. With growing intelligence and awareness, human beings, regardless of gender, can achieve these divine qualities. Men are able to embrace these inner, gentler qualities, and women outward qualities of strength. Connecting to our divine self is to align with the divinity of source. Divine balance occurs when these dual aspects are in harmony within the body, resulting in a feeling of wholeness. Currently, distortion of the divine feminine and masculine has occurred within you. You may be feeling highly analytical or overly emotional. Now is the time to address this issue as you are weighed down with imbalanced energies. You may feel emotionally disconnected from either the masculine or feminine side. Right now you are being asked to honour the sacred divinity that exists within you, expressing the divine traits of creativity, expression, gentleness, confidence and strength is what is required now. Feel the beauty and love that is uniquely you and honour it. Give yourself a special gift to remind you of this inner journey and how much you care about your divine self and well-being. Connecting and creating a strong sisterhood or brotherhood is fantastic, but you must remember you radiate with energetic duality. If you find yourself ignoring or judging this side of yourself, ask yourself what you are hiding. Identify these qualities without judgment and work on healing or balancing these aspects. The shadow aspect is illogical, exploitation and oppression. The sacred crystal is Crockerites. And the angel assistance is Archangel Chamuel, love, tolerance, and personal boundaries. The affirmation, I honour and respect the sacred divinity that pulses through me. Okay. Recently I've been listening to a lot of material on YouTube by John Gray, the author of Men Are From Mars and Women Are From Venus. 40 years worth of research into the differences between masculine and feminine energy. Very interesting. So I strongly suggest maybe checking out some John Gray material. Where are we going to now? Let's go to the Enchanted Map. Well, we'll go to the Journey of Love first, that's fine. Okay, which kind of card do you want? Because there's a few that keep sticking to my hands. Okay, lots to say. We can have more than one card. Yeah, it's not limited. Heaven. Heaven must be missing an angel. Card number 70. I think it's the last card in the deck. It says, you are meant to live heaven now, not later, sometime after you die. What use is this life and body if not to live heaven now? Look for the mad divine genius in all that is, especially the puzzling parts of your life that make you scratch your head. I think I was just doing that, wasn't I? Okay. Or tear at your hair. Or scrunch up your face and scream with frustration. So let's reread this. You are meant to live heaven now, not later, sometime after you die. What use is this life and body if not to live heaven now? Look for the mad divine genius in all that is, especially the puzzling parts of your life that make you scratch your head or tear at your hair or scrunch up your face and scream with frustration. Those are the places in which the divine is saying, here, heaven is hiding. Let's unveil it together. Let me show you. Let me unveil your own mad divine genius right here. Look for heaven, even in hiding. It will not withhold itself for you. For you? Okay. It will not withhold itself from you for long, beloved. It wants to be known by you. This oracle brings you a special message. The Enlightener is calling you to more, to more, to more. More, more, more. How do you like it? How do you like it? The Enlightener, got like a bit of white on me. The goddess of light. The Enlightener is calling you to more, to more, to more. More divinity, more love, more acceptance, more embrace of life itself. There is no limit in what is being offered to you from the divine lover calling to you, the beloved. Rejoice and know that the dance of love between you and the divine is a removing of veils of illusion one at a time, until you behold each other naked and true, finally, to discover you are each other. You are love. I love it. Okay, let's do this poem. The sky ablaze with morning light, on silver wings of birds in flight, in gratitude a tear released, a knowingness embraced at peace. She speaks to those that gaze below, ancestral wings which call my soul, to open hearts and soar above, in awe the winds await this love. In awe, the wind awaits this love. Getting a bit excited now. Okay. Well, at least I haven't got the taste of fear in my mouth anymore. The Enchanted Map. Oh. Oh, we can get another card from there. Let's do an enchanted map first and then we'll go back. Oh my goodness, my throat is tickling like crazy. I miss you like crazy. Whoop. This card's just flipped out but then gone the other way round, so oh, I do apologise, sorry. Bone Collector. It was in reverse and it spun itself around. So what did it mean? Because it was in reverse. It did mean the past has a way of repeating itself when you haven't learned the lesson inherent in the original situation. You're faced with this now. The Bone Collector is here to challenge you to see yourself as a whole being and not one who is perpetually trying to heal an old wound. You'll repeat the past if you don't reclaim the things you believe were lost. The information you seek lies in your history. Familiarity in this case isn't an invitation to dance the old dance once again. Instead, it is a call to retreat and choose differently. There's a gap between the word choose here. CH and then a gap. Ooze. Ooze. Can you see it? Let me find out whereabouts it is. It's here, look. Choose. The Bone Collector has a message. If you do what you did, you'll get what you got. Her warning is delivered with kindness, for she has a deep love and respect for you. She will protect you. So that's what it did mean. It means now you are whole and have everything you need within. When the Bone Collector appears, she is asking you to look closely at your circumstances to see if you're fully present or reacting out of past conditioning and unconscious expectations. Whenever we're wounded, especially when we're young, it's as if something essential is stolen from us. We adapt and accept a particular version of the truth that then sets us up to behave a certain way in the future when faced with a situation that reminds us of the original event. What we know about ourselves thus becomes influenced by a perception of limitation. You may feel unworthy or without courage. You may see yourself as flawed or unlovable or expect to be criticised. No matter what your question, the Bone Collector reminds you that the truth is that you are a powerful being with limitless possibilities. She has kept safe what was stolen from you in the wounding and is here for you as you reclaim it now. You have everything you believe you lack, and the Bone Collector is your inner resource. Act as if you have what you need, and you'll find that you have it after all. Anything is possible. With awareness, the wounds of the past need not define you. Well put, well put. Let's go back to the journey of love. It says up there that we have 10 people watching. I had this funny feeling that attendance might increase. I mean, I've been here for like 5 years, but and that doesn't really kind of bother me. It's like the viewings and things like that. I just have a message to deliver, and if you feel drawn to tune in, then you are. I allow the divine to sort out that part. Makes no difference whether there's just one of you or a million. The message is going out collectively. And our energy is strong as a collective on the channel of love. You guys have been with me for a few years now. Okay. The foundations are good for the channel of love. Right, let's have a look. Oh, we've got good foundations. Heartfire, card number 1. Interesting, because this is number 1 here. Kind of brings us to an 11. But number 1's up there, and then number 1's up there. Heartfire. This heart is on fire. The book. I wanted to be off for about an hour. But it's 55 minutes I've been on for. So let's see what we can what we can deliver in 5 minutes. Passion is igniting within you. It is not a time when things will remain still, even if the change is only sensed as a subtle stirring underneath the surface of things. Even if slow at first, passion will unfold from within your heart, soon to be burning bright like a sun, unrestrained. You are learning how to ride waves of passion through eruptions of heat and descent into coolness, bearing the absence of fire, only to realise it is returning to you again. Ride its waves, knowing that passionate bliss will always return to a heart that is on fire with love for life. The coolness allows us to experience the heat. Once you realise that the fire emerging from within you will ebb and flow, you will trust in its presence. You will realise that whether your passionate fire is obvious, drawing you into life, or dwelling quietly within, gaining power from the deeper sources of your being, soon to rise once more, it is a constant in your heart. Accept the fire of your heart and know that this is how you are meant to be, on fire, with love for all that is. Got to scratch this side now. Let me just get rid of this message. This oracle brings a message for you. Trust the passion and the fire of your heart to guide your decisions now. What would make you feel most alive? Choose that. If you are feeling a lack of genuine passion in your life, take comfort that it is awakening in your own heart now, bringing something that has been long in rest back to life. Okay, the poem. Life unfolds in wondrous ways, and time together fills the days with unexpected gifts beyond our wildest dreams, like open hearts as feelings start to face the longing when we part. Our souls know this is more than what it seems. In gratitude I offer prayer, with thanks for this love so rare. Asking guidance on this sweet sojourn, the answers come in tears that flow, emotions roar, and smiles that show. Becoming one is worth the wait until I can return. Beautiful. Rumi, we're finished with a Rumi message. Good afternoon, original. Happy Wednesday, everyone. Happy Wednesday. It took me to like Wednesday Addams, and it's like I'm trying to visualise Wednesday Addams as being happy. Happy Wednesday. Did. You're heading for a month visit with my daughter and grandson's gran. What does that word say there? And my beautiful granddaughter, been 4 years since we've seen each other. You're going to have a fantastic month there, gal. How amazing. We've got the Whirling Goddess, card number 30. That's so beautiful. We're going to have so much fun. It's going to be amazing. Card number 30, Whirling Goddess. I've got like a minute left until my 60 seconds. My 60 seconds? My 60... Well, that is a minute, isn't it? Until it's up. Well, now 1 minute. I can go over a little bit. But I want to say goodbye to my daughter before she goes to work. And she'll be going to work in about 5 minutes' time. 10 minutes max, maybe. Okay, let's do this. Card number 30. Lose your head. Not a single thread that has a head can go through the eye of a needle. Eye of the needle. Rumi. Come, my love, are you dizzy yet? If you can still find your feet, then that is okay with me. But if you can still find your head, then I will take issue. There is a great dance, but it cannot be danced with choreographed steps. No, this great dance demands a response rather than an invitation, a reaction rather than a direction. So let us dissemble and lose our heads to the great music, the rhythm held steady in our beating hearts. Our feet shall be moving whilst our minds, inadequate to the task, take the night off. There is somewhere you are meant to be. It is here, now, in this moment. There is a gift right under your nose, and fragrant wine in your glass, gleaming red as the most precious rubies. To be here now, you must pass through the keyhole. But your head will tell you this is not possible unless the door is unlocked, even though your body is passing through the keyhole of that locked door into the endless world beyond. Leave your mind to be in its struggles for a moment. Without you laying witness to it, your mind will become like the dog howling for his master's return, even as he steps out the front door. Frustrated temporarily, he will chew on some shoes, then fall asleep peacefully until his master returns. So leave your mind trusting, chewing a little, until you are truly through the keyhole when it can rest. Leave it be. Instead, come dance with me. This oracle brings you a message. You are at a point of growth where your mind can hold you back rather than urge you forward. If you have, like so many, used your mind to support you, to shore up your sense of self in the world, and to gain a sense of certainty about how the world works, then this is no easy leap. It will seem as though you are being asked to pass through the keyhole. Of course, your mind will stop and argue for all the reasons why the door should be opened instead of remaining closed, making the task seem so much harder than it needs to be. But this is the mind in resistance. Don't place too much stock in the claims that life should be other than it is. You're being asked to dance rather than understand, to lay the thoughts to rest and to come alive. Taste of fear again. Bella, listening hands-free. Lovely reading, Lucy. Isn't it? I think they've all been rather lovely, haven't they? Gal Gal? Yes, it will be. It will be amazing. Dipping our toes in the ocean and stand beside the mountains. Beautiful. This oracle brings you a message. Okay, we might have done this bit. Don't place too much stock in the claims that life should be other than it is. You're being asked to dance rather than understand, to lay the thoughts to rest and to come alive. It is the bravest, most trusting soul that dares put the mind to one side and say, tonight we dance, my heart and I, in the great rousing music of the beloved's beating heart, and I will not miss one step. And to awaken the next day and do that all over again and again and again. You are ready, you see, sweet soul dancer. You are ready to live beyond what you know, to have it not matter if you don't understand how life can work itself out, or how it could be that someone so normal and ordinary as you and I could also be so magnificent, wild and divine. The need for answers and plans, assurances and explanations is passing out of your world now. You are not to wait for permission, for explanation, or even for another dance partner, for I am already inviting you onto the great dance floor. You are to let go of any stigma around not knowing. When someone asks you what you are going to do next, or how you are going to manage, you are given this divine mandate. With relish, reveal the truth. I do not know. Know nothing and dance, sweet soul, for all will unveil itself to you in perfect harmony and timing. Your heart shall create the steps in response to the music of the spheres, happening now, alive and spontaneous and free. This oracle brings you a special message. If there is an issue, apparently unsolvable or unknowable in your life now, the divine is handling it. The divine is in the middle of it, working through the knot and unravelling it. Fear not, do the sacred ritual, and give yourself permission to take the night off from worry. Repeat this heavenly prescription daily as needed. Okay, say aloud, I give my heart permission to lead this dance. I give my mind some time off. No more worry or doubt, planning or resisting. Instead, I surrender. Instead, I open. Instead, I allow. I allow. I allow. And all unfolds with perfection, divine timing, and the miracle of grace. With Rumi as my sole witness, so be it. You have completed your own ritual. I've completed this reading. I'm going to go and spend 5 minutes with my daughter. So I will catch up with you guys soon. Until then, take care. Much love. Bye for now.